Enjoy your meeting.
I had already been using essential oils, but I had no idea.
Just a reminder, today's meeting is being recorded.
So when I started building this business 3 years ago, all I could think of was that I wanted to be able to stay home with my kids. I was able to make that happen after that first year of building this business. And within 3 years, I have been able to be a full-time stay-at-home mom, and I've increased my income 5 times over what my income was as a high school English teacher. I'm looking super forward to being debt-free in the next 2 to 3 years and being able to give to causes that my husband and I are super excited about, and being able to travel whenever and wherever we want to. So that's the story. You guys are going to work on your own. I'm going to hand it back over to who? Okay, Sarah Robbins.
First thing that I want you to do is have a realistic expectation of what it will take and how long it could take to be successful in your business. This doesn't magically happen overnight. Plug into every session of this series, put into practice everything you learn, and then give it time for your business to grow. First and foremost, I want you to think of this as anyone would who was considering embarking upon any new career. Going into it, they know that there will be a learning curve of both personal and professional growth, and they know that there will be an output of time and sometimes resources. And they understand it will take time to develop a proficiency. Some people even go to school for their desired career. Developing a substantial story in network marketing is no different. It requires personal and professional growth. It takes time to develop your talent. I want you to commit to a minimum of 5 years in this business. Yes, you heard me right, 5 whole years. And guess what? Stick with your business. The grass is not greener in another company. So stick with one company and get good at it. Because in any network marketing company, you do 2 things. You promote a product and you promote an opportunity. Now, I will specify, stick with one opportunity. I don't know one top earner in this industry earning a 7-figure annual residual income who's doing multiple businesses. So stay with your company and get good at it. Take the time to learn the system and study your business. Get good at sharing your story and your company's story. Give this time to grow. Think of it this way. This business is a lot like rolling a snowball uphill. When you start, you're at the bottom of the hill with a tiny little snowball. As you share this with more people who join you on your products or in the opportunity, the snowball slowly begins to grow. However, you sometimes feel like you're exerting all of the effort as you're trekking uphill, working full-time hours for less than minimum wage. Can anybody relate? Well, that's because you haven't reached the top of the hill yet, where duplication happens. But if you keep going and you keep sharing, I can promise you, you will make it to the top, where you can let that snowball soar. This is where your team is building so big, you're at the top, you let it roll, and that snowball collects its own snow, and duplication happens. You start to see momentum take place. It rolls faster and faster and faster downhill, collecting its own snow. This is where you begin earning more money than you ever dreamed, and less time than you ever thought was possible. But whatever you do, do not quit. You will make it to the top of that hill. Let me share with you the story of my personal business partner, Susie, that will support me in the point of how powerful it is to persevere and not quit. Susie learned about her business from someone she'd worked with briefly. Being an entrepreneur, she immediately recognized the power of our profession.
Susie's story is pretty incredible, and we'll talk about it in just a minute. What I want to challenge you with right now is you've heard some pretty incredible things from Andrea on how to fail miserably at this business and still end up a diamond. We started intentionally planning our duplication in 2012, so that was 3 years ago. And then you just heard Sarah Robbins talk about what duplication means and what it means to push the snowball uphill. But I'm curious for you to share out in your groups, what's really stuck out to you. Just take about 30 seconds to just give a little chat time at your circles to talk about what stuck out to you so far about what you've heard from Andrea and then what you've heard from Sarah Robbins just now. Go ahead and finish that thought with the person that you're speaking with or listening to. I'm Angie, and I'm your friend. Really some of you have heard my business story, and some of you haven't heard my business story. My business story is part of my life story, right? We kind of integrate those things into our very lives. And prior to getting started with Young Living in a really serious way, because we'd all played around for 5 years, we loved the oils, we loved teaching about them, we set up all sorts of different crazy activities to do with them, and our business was fine, but we were senior stars, and people laughed at our little hobby that we had going on. And I found myself in 2012 when Andrea came back with this goal to resign from her job, thinking, gosh, I wonder if I could ever do that. You see, in 2012, I was a single mom. I'm still a single mom, but I was a single mom then too, who was working for the school district and taking care of my family all on my own. That was a big responsibility. That still is a big responsibility. And I knew looking ahead and looking forward that the income that I was making with my school job, while it was sufficient, it wasn't going to provide the kind of lifestyle that I wanted to lead with my children. And so it was really important to me to plug into what worked and what duplicated and help others achieve that same sort of financial independence and go after their goals as well. I think it was about a year later. Well, it was last year at this time. Last year at this time, I was just kind of a steady builder. I had an amazing team that was coming along with me. And then we had an opportunity. I had an opportunity in July to go to Danny Johnson. And I came home from that with a different mindset, a different posture, a different understanding of the kind of leader that I wanted to be and the kind of friend that I wanted to be to my business team. And so we just took off after that. And last fall, I hit silver and then gold ranks consecutively. And all of a sudden, my dream of being a more available parent to my children was going to become a reality. Because now I was making the kind of money in part-time hours that I wouldn't have been able to make in full-time hours. So in March, I handed in my resignation to the school district. And now I get to be the classroom volunteer, and I get to be the mom who greets her kids off the bus and drops them off at cross country some mornings and has the opportunity to take them on trips and see things that they wouldn't have seen otherwise because I'm choosing this. And the really, really awesome part about it, the thing that gets me the most excited is that I'm accompanied by some of the most amazing women, women and men in our team, y'all, who are truly making a difference, not just with their health, but with their understanding of wealth and sharing that out to people. And it's fantastic. And we just totally lost everything on there, Katie. I don't know if it died. It's plugged in. Okay, maybe it just left or something. Okay. So when Sarah Robbins talks about sticking with one thing, it didn't seem possible, right? It didn't seem possible that I could stick with one thing that was going to make that big a difference in my life. But it has, and it continues to. Now, how many of you have a full-time job? Excellent. How many of you have been working that job 3 to 5 years, give or take? Awesome. And how many of you are making twice as much at that job than you were when you started 3 to 5 years ago? Excellent. There's a few, but a lot of hands went down. You know, it's really incredible to be in a position like we are in Young Living that gives us the opportunity to not just meet a lifestyle standard, but to exceed it. And one of the things I like about what Adam Green, one of our youngest Royal Crown Diamond, and one of the leaders that we appreciate his Young Living story a lot here, and we actually had him come speak to our group last December. One of the things Adam Green has said is that if it took you a year of growth through the ranks of Young Living, would it be worth waiting for 9 years to be able to be a millionaire? Would that be, worth waiting for? Some people go to school for 9 years. Yeah, they're called doctors. Okay, Tommy Boy fans. Okay? So, right? So there are people who go to school, who do this business for 9 years, and at the end of 9 years, I'll be older, but I won't be old yet. My mom is testament to that. I won't be old yet. I'll have a whole lifetime ahead of me, but I will have the kind of income that I can only dream of now. So is it worth it after 9 years to have that opportunity? If your boss came to you and said, every year we're going to quadruple your income, would you stick it out? Yeah, right? Absolutely. So how do we continue to see, hear stories from people in this room who have seen the vision, have seen the dream, and made it happen, and then make it a reality in our own lives? One of the things that Sarah said was she was starting to tell the story of the $50 million woman, what she calls her business partner, Susie. So let me tell you about her. And you can read this story later in your book. It's on page 24 and 25 in your book. So I'm just going to quickly summarize the story, but basically it's this. Susie's sponsor got discouraged. Okay, Susie is one of Sarah Robbins' top earners for her company. But Susie's sponsor had gotten discouraged because she'd only enrolled one person, Susie. Susie is one of the top earners in Sarah Robbins' company. What if Susie's sponsor hadn't quit because she got frustrated or disappointed? What if Susie's sponsor had realized that if she had just stuck it out for a whole year or 2 years or 3 years, she too could be one of Sarah Robbins' top leaders? Isn't that pretty incredible to think about? It's kind of like that image of the person who's digging, and they're digging, and they're digging, and they're digging, and you can see the diamonds on the other side of the wall, but the person thinks they're done. So they put down their pickaxe, and they turn around and walk away. What if the next person that you talk to is somebody who has a serious passion for wanting to share wellness, purpose, and abundance with the rest of the world? What if that's that one person that maybe is Sam's Club checking you out with all of your goods? And you might just be the person to free them from that reality for themselves. That you help them create a new reality, and you give them hope where there wasn't hope before. So exactly, the other thing Sarah Robbins talks about in here on page 53, you can access this later, is that if you don't talk to someone, or you talk to somebody and they say no, you can't get your feelings hurt. We've talked to a lot of people over the years. You heard my mom say at the beginning, like a lot of our family even kind of looks at us like we're crazy. And that's okay. We love them for who they are, and they love us for who we are. We don't have to see things eye to eye all the way. But the important part is that we keep pouring coffee. That's a phrase you'll hear a lot. How many people are participating in the challenge for the next 3 months, where you're prospecting every day, you're talking to somebody, you're getting out there, you're reaching out and inviting them to take a look at our opportunity, either our products or our business building? So a lot of you have chosen to do that. You can't get offended if somebody says they don't want to talk to you. And they don't go in a trash pile. They go into a notebook that Wes Linden calls the no, not right now notebook. Because it doesn't mean no, never. It just means no, now isn't the right time for me. So again, as a waitress who pours coffee to multiple people at a table, if she got offended every time somebody said no, they didn't care for a cup of coffee, would she be a very successful waitress? Probably not. So in the same way, we have to train ourselves to not be offended when somebody says no, and instead keep moving on. If only Susie's sponsor would have talked to a few more people, because that would have made a difference for her as well. I'm going to read you one more story, and this is accessible on LWN Resources. Some of you might not be aware, but we keep all of our resources on lwnresources.com, or if you go, well, anyway, lwnresources.com under downloadable resources. A lot of the things that we're talking about tonight are there, including this story. Because there are going to be a lot of things that are going to discourage you from doing your absolute best. Mark Yarnell was a minister in a small town in Texas. He was headed for bankruptcy and just about to lose his car and home. He looked for a way out and discovered network marketing. Luckily, he had a wise sponsor. The sponsor gave Mark the promise. This business can set you free financially in 1 to 3 years. But he also gave him the price. To succeed, you will have to face and conquer 4 major enemies. Mark said, it's a deal. He then invited 200 friends over to his house to watch a video. Now, I'm pretty sure I was on that invite list on Facebook, right? Because isn't that what we do? We just invite all of our whole friend list to come over to our house and see what we've got to offer. 80 of those people said, no, not interested. Mark had encountered enemy number 1, rejection. He thought, no problem. My sponsor warned me about that. I've still got 120 people coming over. Guess what? 50 didn't show. He just met enemy number 2, deception. Mark thought, no problem. My sponsor warned me about that too. I've got 70 people who watched the tape or video or link or Facebook online events that you sent out. Guess what? 57 said, not interested. He had just encountered enemy number 3, apathy. Undaunted, Mark thought, no problem, 13 people signed up. Guess what? 12 of them dropped out of the business shortly thereafter. Enemy number 4, attrition. Attrition had left Mark with just 1 serious associate. To this day, that single distributor earns Mark over $50,000 per month. The 4 enemies that you're going to face, attrition, apathy, rejection, and deception, are all here in your mind. That's why we stress personal development so much in this group, because I personally had to get over those things when I changed my mindset to be the kind of leader that brought people along to have the kind of life that they wanted to live. I couldn't let those things stop me. And it's that constant choice that you make every single day, because I'm telling you what, those 4 horsemen are a lot stronger than you think. And the biggest one that will get you down, not out of the 4, but the biggest one that they all are, excuses, well-planned lies, just excuses. Overcome the 4 horsemen, overcome your excuses, and you can do anything you want. You can be a single mom earning twice as much as a teacher salary, teaching people how to live the life of their dreams so that she can be a good role model to her kids. It's a pretty awesome dream. We're really looking forward to doing a lot of traveling. My kids are getting excited. My son really wants to go to Ecuador, and my daughter really wants to go to Paris, and those trips are on the calendar. Isn't that cool to be able to tell them that Mama's not working 2 jobs anymore to pay for all that? No, just kidding. And that we have this awesome opportunity to show them the world from this position. It's an awesome, awesome place to be, and I'm so excited to be with you all on the journey and look forward to more times this week or this next 6 weeks talking with you about how to make that happen for you as well. And that was awesome. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about how is the money made, and so let's take a quick look at how the money is made. A little bit, it's the nuts and bolts of how this business works. And all of you have a sheet inside of your folders that looks like this. It looks like a gigantic web of circles. But this is going to become a piece of business building goals for you. Whenever somebody asks you, how do I make the money, or starts to become discouraged, this is a great tool to show them, because it just really breaks it down. So I'm going to put this right here. So I can look, oh, just kidding. Okay. All right, so it's good, that's good, I can see. Okay. Oh, thank you. All right, so let's start with you. You're the circle at the top. And so for visualization purposes, it's helpful to put your name. So my name's Heather, so I'm going to put Heather. Okay. And so let's say that your goal, your first year in business, okay, is to only sign up 5 people. But these aren't just 5 people. These are 5 people who you are going to pick to partner with you in sharing this message. That's one of the great things about this business, is that you get to pick who you work with. So even right now on the sheet that you have, pick 5 friends or family members or significant others, whoever it is, who you think that this business would be a blast to build with. Who do you want to work with? Everybody wants to work with their friends anyway, right? Who do you want to be? Who is your dream team? Okay, think about it. Write it down. So let's say that at the end of that year, all you got was 5 people, okay? Now, let's say that the average order in Young Living is $100. With this exponential growth, it's way more than that. But we're going to say that it is $100 for easy math. So let's say that each of these people order $100, times that by 8%, okay, because that's the first unit-level commission. And so your first year in business, let's say that you make $40 a month. Now you're probably thinking, oh, I'm only going to make $40 a month for my first year in business. That's a little crazy. But, this one of the things through personal development or whatever, you might see, you kind of think of it like it's the Great Wall of China or a big project. So when they started building the Great Wall of China and they lugged these big, heavy bricks, they only had 5 of them, they didn't just stop building, did they? No, they had this vision in their head. They saw the potential in it for what it could become, and so they kept building. Okay, so year 2. Now your job your first year is to equip your people so that they are just as passionate as you are about the oils. So let's say that I equipped my friend Vince, okay, and he shared with 5 people too. That means I did all the follow-up steps that Andre was talking about. You're doing the now what classes, you're recognizing achievement, you're teaching people how to duplicate. That means at the end of year 2, you now have 25 people in your organization. You earn 5% unit-level commission on your second level. That means by the end of year 2, you are earning about $125 per month. That's getting a little bit better. That's, maybe car insurance if you're a little speed demon like me. So, but, okay, year 3, so you kind of get the idea. These people share with 5, each of these 5 is going to share with 5, and so you just have a lot of circles, and it's kind of like this, okay? By the end of year 3, you have 125 people in your organization. You earn 4% unit-level commission on your third level. And by the end of year 3, you start to see a big check starting to come in because you're earning $500 per month. Now, this is, plane ticket territory for round trip if you're flying across the country. This is getting a little bit more exciting. So then let's go down to year 4. Each of these 5 shares with their 5. It's exponential growth. Now, let's be honest, it's not going to look like this at all. You might have like a big, huge lake here, one over here, but this is just for easy math purposes in a perfect world. And this is without bonuses. This is without any of the faster bonus or anything like that. This is just the solid meat and potatoes of your comp plan, just the parts that you can depend on. Okay, so at the end of year 4, you now have 625 people in your organization, each ordering at, about $100, and by the end of, if you times that by 4%, you're bringing home $2,500 checks, which is per month, which is more than, some teachers make. It's about the teachers' nurses' salaries. Now you're getting into salary replacement territory. So it really is. It's kind of like it's a 4-year career. And then each of these are with their 5. Pretend I'm drawing a lot of circles. And at the very end, you have 3,125 people times that by 4%, and you have $12,500 per month in 5 years. And so you'll see a lot of us are on year 2 and year 3, and we're making way more than that. And even if you're making less, it's okay. And this is, making $12,000. Well, no, adding all of this up. So if you add it up, it's 12,500. That's okay. 1,500. Okay. 1,500 and 500. How much is it? What? 16,000 and something dollars. That's a lot of money. Okay. 16,000 and something dollars. Okay. Even if it takes you 10 years to make 16,000 whatever dollars per month, would that be okay with you? I mean, what other jobs are going to give us that opportunity? Maura McDaniel, Connie's daughter, used a good analogy. It's kind of like, if you think of it as going to college, if you do the work to get your degree, you're going to get the degree. If it takes you 4 years, 7 years, if you do the work in this business, if you do all the steps that have been taught to you, if you're working this consistently, you're going to get these kind of checks. It's a guarantee. So whether it takes you 5 years, 10 years, there's just huge potential, and that's how you see the big stories that are happening. Yes, a degree does not give you a paycheck. That is so true. Thank you so much, by the way. Also, you all have a sheet in your folder. It looks like this. It's by Vicki Opfer. It says Success Pattern of Enroll to, Equip to. It kind of shows you the small business model versus big business. So if you, enroll 2 people every single month, just enroll them and leave it at that, you would enroll 24 people that year, which is a lot. But let's take it a step further. Let's say in January, you enroll 2 people. Not only did you enroll them, but you equip them, meaning you teach them how to share the oils, meaning you have, you hold classes for them and so on, things like that. They each enroll 2 people. You add your 2 people to that, then you get 8 people that month. Okay, in February, you take those 8 people, they're taught to each enroll 2 people, plus 2 more people that you enroll personally. That's 26 people you enroll in just the second month. So you're already, or the third month, so that you already beat out your year's total. Basically, if you keep doing the math, you go all the way down. By year's end, by just teaching people to enroll to and then equip to, you would bring in a total of 531,440 people in your business. They're probably thinking, that's ridiculous, that's not realistic. Okay, who cares? Even if it's not, if you fail that by 90%, you're still bringing in
a good 5,300 people into your business that year, right? So even with this 90-day challenge where we're challenged to invite one person per day, think about it, it's just a numbers game, it's an odds game. So it just goes to show that with steady, consistent activity, that's how you get that crazy growth. So that's about the enroll free question. I'll start with Shauna.
One more quick thing, because you want to know how to get started, right? If you're not already, you know, a diamond like Andrea. Anybody else a diamond in the room? Soon you'll have a whole room full of diamonds. Okay, so where do we start? First thing, how many of you have a business card? Good. That's before Young Living, not your daytime job. Yeah. Business cards are the way to go. This timing of this class tonight could not, in my opinion, be of any more perfect timing with what's going on, not only with our Living Well Now team and the 90-day, 3-month contest that just launched yesterday, but also the Tesla Drive to Win contest that Young Living launched yesterday as well. If you don't know what those two contests are and you love a good challenge, or even if you don't, definitely check those out. Get more information on those. Is everybody here familiar with the 3-month challenge that we're doing that Heather keeps talking about as well, the one person for one day? Raise your hand if you're familiar with that. Good. And you should be on the events page, that Facebook that we have together for Facebook. If you're on that one, I will post my Sam's Club story today that happened. You heard a couple people, when Ann mentioned that earlier, they giggled. They said, Shauna, the Sam's Club story. I had a really hard day trying to get my business card to the poor lady at Sam's Club, and you're going to have to go on the event page later to see what the story was, and I will let you know what happens tomorrow when I go follow up with the poor lady at Sam's Club. But as a stay-at-home mom, I'm a homeschooling mom, and I stay at home with my kids, and literally pretty much everybody I know, this is in my own little brain, does oils. They're all here. Hi, everybody. And so a 90-day contest for me was a really big deal because I'm thinking, there are days, 2-3 days, I don't leave my house. All I see are my 2 children, 9 and 10, and they have oils. So I don't know who else to talk to. So some of us can get the excuse of like, I don't see anybody, I don't know anybody, and I'm a very outgoing person, and I still see my 2 children and then my husband when he comes home at night. So this is a big challenge for me as well, and I'm excited to share with you a couple of ways that you can overcome some of these obstacles. And that is by thinking in your head, we have the 1 person a day, but Sarah Robbins says 5 contacts a day keep leads coming my way. 5 contacts a day keep leads coming my way, and you'll read that in the book as well. 5 is a lot for me, but I'm good with it. Jatuan will later tell her story maybe sometime during this training of how she's doing 10 every day right now. But let's just go with 1 contact a day keeps leads coming my way. And if you don't even know how to start with 1, grab out in your folder. This is your handout that looks like a big long list. On the bottom it says Network Marketing Pro, the Ultimate Memory Jogger, page 5. This is an incredible tool so that you have no excuses as to not knowing people to reach out to. Let me just give you a couple of examples. What you're going to do is start a list of 100 people that you know. Do any of you have a Facebook account? Most of us in here have Facebook. And how many of you have at least 100 people on your Facebook friends list? Okay, so you all don't have an excuse right then and there. But let's go over a couple of other ideas here. Let's talk about family members, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins. You're going to start writing these names down. Also, how about, let's just jump around here. Who is my architect, my bus driver, my florist, my jeweler, my mailman, my pet groomer, my photographer, my veterinarian, my banker, my car dealer, my doctor, dry cleaner. This list gives you an entire resource for helping your memory start to go, oh yeah. Now when you're creating this list, you do not have to think they're totally going to love the oils and love the business. That is not part of this list. We're creating this list just to get names down on the paper. Uncle Joe may hate oil, but put his name down anyway, Uncle Joe. Because Uncle Joe knows people you don't know. And that's where we're going to start going with this list. There might be people on your list that you're really excited about, and you say, oh my gosh, my friend Kylie loves everything natural. She's going to go berserk when I tell her about these oils. So on that list of 100, you're also going to kind of pinpoint, highlight about 20 people that you would love to work with in this business. Remember, you are an independent distributor. You get to choose the people that you work with. So highlight some names of people that you would absolutely love to be in business with. Highlight Kylie's name, and that's going to help you get more excited to tell her about this opportunity as well. Okay, so that's going to, Andrea's going to talk a little bit more about that homework assignment, but just be thinking, you do not have excuses to get out there and start to tell people. If you don't leave your home like me, we have Facebook, we have social media, we have email. The technology world is insane right now. We have access to people all across the world. I'm often on the phone, or not on the phone, I'm sorry, on a Facebook chat with people in Japan who are in my business. Japan, how cool is that, right? We have an entire growing business in Japan. Awesome. Okay, so no excuses with people you don't know. Now, I want to talk really quickly about the 90-day power start to launch this business. Write down those names, and then we've got to get the message out to these people, right? However, you may feel some emotional roller coastering. I think that's an official word, by the way, roller coastering, as you go through this 90-day business. I will tell you, this morning when I sat with my kids and I stared at them, and we were doing homeschooling, and I'm looking at them thinking, I want to win the Tesla, and I want to win this 90-day contest. We have to leave the house, kids. We got to go somewhere. So let's go buy something at Sam's Club. But I was thinking, even to myself, okay, so I go to Sam's Club, and how am I going to talk to people at Sam's Club? I'm going to be the weirdo. Hi, what you buying? Is it organic? It should be organic. Follow me, and I'll show you all the organic products at Sam's Club. What to eat, what not to. No, but you have to start thinking in your head. This is where the personal growth comes in huge with those third-party tools, because your head is going to play all kinds of games on you. First of all, you're going to make excuses not to go to Sam's Club. And then second of all, you're going to get to Sam's Club, and then you're going to say, nobody's looking at me. How am I supposed to start a conversation if nobody's looking at me, right? And you don't want to be the weirdo that just goes up to somebody. But congratulations, network marketing, you do get to smile. And then people will smile back. And then you get to say, oh, cute necklace, where'd you get that? And you break open the conversation. This business is all about your ability to talk to people. So think about that. If you are in your phone and you are not paying attention to all those beautiful, beautiful people around you, you will surely fail at the business. But if you open your eyes to the people that God has around you, that there's a world outside of just you, and as Erin said, leave your ego at the Sam's Club door. I'm just playing with Sam's Club today. Leave your ego aside and open yourself up. There are people that need this opportunity, and there are people that need the oils, okay? So start to work on that mindset too. As you're going through this 90-day, this, like I said, great timing for this, power start your business. Set some things on the calendar to launch your business officially that you can tell your friends and family. I have started a new business. I'm excited to tell you about it. Here's my first class. Here's my second class. Here's my third class. Load up your calendar. They're going to tell you, sorry, I can't make it Friday night. No problem. I've got one Saturday morning. How's that work for you? Right? Then they're going to say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm washing my hair on Saturday. Oh, no problem, I'm washing my hair that day too. How about Wednesday? I've got another class on Wednesday. That one work for you? They're going to run out of excuses real quick, and then you're going to get them there. Okay, I want to wrap this up because I want to be honoring of your time. We told you we would stop at 9 o'clock. So make sure you read this 90-day emotional roller coaster handout. At the bottom, I want to highlight that it says, it is once again imperative that the new people that you talk to, you encourage them also to make a commitment of 1 year. Not even 90 days, definitely not 1 week. I say 1 year is even not enough. I say 4 or 5 years. Make the commitment. It's not a lottery. It's not. It's not going to happen overnight. So make the commitment. Encourage your people to also make that commitment. Okay. Last thing is what's our title for you? Our founding mother. Do the homework first. Oh yeah, we have a question. Yeah? Okay. Do you like when I whisper in the microphone?
I'm going to close with a little instruction. Facebook. Isn't that exciting? Thank you so much for coming tonight. My thought for this night, as we complete week 1, is staying positive that this is a quote from Darren Hardy, the leader's responsibility, okay, shoulders back right now, smile on your face, we're at the end of the evening, smile away, here we are. The leader's responsibility is to draw out the talent, drive, and capability of the people on your team. Your job as a leader is to grow your people. Go forth and grow. Okay.
Andrea, do you want to give us our homework assignment first? We like Andrea to give us the homework assignment because we think she's like, if she says to do it, by golly, I'm going to do it.
Okay, you will. Make your list of 100 people. Star the top 20 that you want to work with first. And you want to look for people, don't say, oh, they're too busy. You want to look for people who are ambitious and busy. Because busy people get stuff done. Have you ever noticed that? Like when you have a lot of stuff to get done, you get more done. And the times when you're not busy and you're just hanging out at home, you don't get a lot done. So look for those people who are busy and ambitious because they're probably going to be able to get some stuff done. So that's the first part. And then also read chapters 1, 2, and 3 out of your Sarah Robbins book before next week. And then are you guys going to give the questions?
They are. I'm going to give a quick announcement while you're giving them a microphone.
Okay.
Quick announcement about Rio Vista. Their premises close. The building closes at 9:30. So a lot of times after classes, people like to chat. We're just going to ask that you exit the building and have your chats out in the parking lot because then they can lock up and they don't worry about us getting locked in. Also, there are books or something over here. There's, sign the social contract on your way out. There's a pen there next to it, or you can bring your own pen up. And then also, if you need a copy of the book, there was something about books, I heard. There will be more books and more third-party tools available next week for purchase. All right, girls, tell us what so this is a way for us to stay engaged in the event. This is a question that'll be in the event on Facebook. When you reply with your comments, then we'll randomly pick a winner and announce that next week at our session. Winner! Who doesn't want to win something, right? Yay! Okay, so the question, we're going to post it on the SI6 Facebook page, so make sure you're part of our SI6 group. There are some requirements for that, but talk to your sponsor about that if you don't know. The question of the day: which third-party tool are you most excited to dive into this week? We talked about third-party tools, books, audios, Periscope. Which third-party tool are you most excited to dive into this week? We'll post that question on the SI6 page. Comment like crazy. Tell us why you're excited, and we'll pick a winner from those comments next week. Hey, thanks everybody for being here.
I think we guys get feedback.
Drive safely. Talk to people.
I said, oh, yeah,
Good night.
you do it as many times as you want. So I was like, well, then I'm just going to
Good night.
Giving it a little bit of time. So I don't know. Bye, everyone. Aw, that's cute.
I love that.
Nice.
I was like,
Thank you. Now